What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Havoc Sports Podcast. Harry is finally back.
What's going on, everybody? It is your boy,
Colton.
And Harry B. Jonkin. All right. So we're back with another episode. I finally get to talk about football, regular season, everything. It is full swing. We are excited. I am excited. I have been able to listen to Colton talk about Caleb Williams and not be able to say a word about it. So I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, now you get to try to defend them.
What are we talking about today?
We got a couple topics. We're going to touch on, obviously, the Patriots, the Bears, a little insight to Sam Darnold, possible MVP, Andy Dalton, and the Panthers. And then we're also going to touch up on the quarterbacks that are rookies and see how each of them are doing, our opinions on them. So a lot of topics today.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a longer episode.
Yeah, let's jump right into the worst one. So, the Patriots.
Yeah,
Thursday
let's
Night
talk
Football.
about it. They
Suck.
played the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets, Jets.
Yeah, and it was bad. It was bad.
I mean, for those guys who thought Ramondre Stevenson was going to hit his over and bet about $5-10 on it,
don't bet again.
Thank you for the money. It was.
It was bad on both sides of the ball.
Even your defense, though, kind of
that's
struggled.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, as they'll see on the screen, we put Drake May up there. He got some playing time.
Finally.
He almost threw a pick six on his first
He
pass.
did, dude.
But didn't look terrible. It just showed us why he's not playing, because he got sacked like 3 times.
Yeah.
You have the standout, I would say, the moral defeat of a Patriots fan was the fact that Tyler Conklin whooped us.
Yeah.
5 receptions, 93 yards.
It's like a Dallas Goedert game.
Every time they needed a first down, Tyler Conklin was wide open, dude.
Yeah.
It was just
And I don't know. It's kind of, for Patriots fans, you're kind of not mad, but you're mad at the same time. But
this is what you expected in the season.
Yeah, your rookie quarterback isn't playing.
Yeah.
He's not getting hurt. He's not sacrificing his body for nothing.
Yeah.
You're still losing games. You're really hoping you get a top 5 pick. Yeah, really top 3.
Yeah. I think the issue is that we managed to keep the first 2 games close and win one.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and the one you won was kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's like, is this season not going to go as well? No, this is reality. we snapped right back. We had the 49ers next week. We can go ahead and talk about that a little bit. Yeah, we had the 49ers next week. Okay, we're done. It's going to be a blowout.
That's when Jacoby Brissett gets hurt.
Yeah,
and you throw Drake May in there.
I don't want to send Drake May out there, dude. He's getting pummeled.
Yeah, so but yeah, Patriots are kind of down bad, but we expected that this year.
Yeah.
It's nothing new for them.
That 3-24, get used to it. That's what's
Who do they play this week?
49ers.
Oh, you guys play them this week.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least it's a 1:00 game, so it can just blend into the background.
Yeah.
And not be seen on Red
I
Zone.
guarantee you nobody's going to be watching that game. They see that and
I
they're
wouldn't
like,
even pay tickets.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Niners fan.
Unless it's $15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have to pay me. Anyways.
But, Chicago.
Yeah.
Man.
That sucks, huh?
Yeah. So, to start it, we all knew offensive line, bad. They are ferocious. They are.
Yep.
You think of the most disgusting thing in the world, that's what they are,
Yeah.
dude. So we knew that was coming into the season, and we knew that Justin Fields was the only reason why we scored most of our points last year, because he could run.
Yep.
And so that's nothing new for us. It's kind of the same thing as the Patriots. We didn't touch offensive line this year. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I think you guys learned something, too, is, hey, Justin Fields was not the problem, Chicago.
Yeah, 3-0.
He was not the problem.
3-0 over there. Man. But offensive line, yeah. Coaching, I think we have until midseason.
No, yeah,
and
you let Caleb Williams throw 52 times.
Yeah, we have until midseason, and then I think depending on our record, I think you'll see an interim head coach.
It's really your line. That's it.
And
what it comes down to.
And I don't even know if I can blame it on Coach Eberflus. He's a great defensive coordinator. He's great. But I just feel like head coaches got to be almost offensive minded.
Yeah.
They got to be able to control the game, and that's running the offense.
you look at both their stats, talking about the quarterbacks. Caleb Williams was 33 for 52, right? He had 363 yards, which is the most yards by a quarterback this year so far. Fantastic. I made this claim last week, and a lot of people flame me for it. When I said Caleb's, I did not call him Bryce Young. Calm down, everybody. But I said I would be a little worried because he needs to simplify his game.
Yeah, but so, you can't really simplify when you're throwing 52
times. You have a couple seconds. That was addressed to the offensive line. And he's a rookie. He has a lot of growing. So 33 completions, though, is great. The 363, great. 2 touchdowns, great. Yeah. 2 interceptions.
I would give it to 1 interception. One interception was a tip pass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that happens in a game, and that's gonna happen to Patrick Mahomes.
I believe he had a couple fumbles too.
He did have a fumble. But I mean. And this goes back to coaching. This is one thing that I'm going to talk about here is we dealt with this last year of Luke Getsy putting a wide receiver on a defensive end and expecting him to run block him, okay? That's not going to happen. Me and you could tell anybody on that team that that's not going to work because we see a 180-pound dude guarding a 280-pound dude. It's not going to work.
Set him up for success.
And we're still doing it. So, that's just a coaching gap. I mean, they can't coach a team.
I mean, it's a step for Caleb. It's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%.
It's messy, like I said.
And you didn't have Keenan Allen. You didn't have no Keenan Allen those 2 games.
And that's the thing I wanted to touch on too is Odunze has his coming out party.
Yeah, and he's fighting an injury at the same time.
And I think he is. A lot of people thought DJ Moore was going to be that safe net for Caleb Williams. I think that's gonna be Odunze. Taking a look, I want to look at the other side of the ball too. I know we have a couple friends that are Colts fans. I'm just gonna be polite when I say this. Anthony Richardson sucks.
Yeah, he's so.
Oh my goodness,
dude! I was watching that, and I was actually talking to a friend that was a Colts fan, and it's Jalen, and he was talking up. To Anthony Richardson about that 70-yard pass in like week 3 or week 2, I think it was.
That's all he's done.
And then the next year the next week, I mean, he couldn't make any pass. Yeah. I mean, and we weren't even getting to him. That's the thing. I could understand if we were getting to him, but he had all the time. Yeah, he had all the time in the world, and I mean, you got to rely on JT. And
he had a monster game.
Yeah, and that's why
I played him in fantasy.
Yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah, and then that's why I feel like, you got to get a different quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, 10 for 20, 50% completion. Not good when people are getting high 60s.
Mid. Yeah,
167 yards.
I'm a hater, bro. They shouldn't have beat us. They shouldn't have beat us.
No, their defense and Jonathan Taylor single-handedly beat you. Yep. That's it. That's all that happened for that game. I think Bears have a very bright future. I know when we do a mock draft again, Patriots and Bears are probably going to be mocked for 7 rounds of offensive linemen. I mean, that's it. I really think that's the only thing holding the Bears back from playoff contention.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like that puts the Patriots in a very good spot.
And defensive line. Yeah. Defensive line, I feel like if there's any way to get 2 first-round picks, we should.
I mean, we got Keon White. He is.
Yeah, we don't have a defensive tackle worth a damn. But that's what our recap is of the Patriots and the Bears.
Now we got some interesting topics here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And it's kind of weird, though. It's already coming to these interesting topics of week 4.
Yeah.
Like it's usually around trade deadline and all that stuff, but
we got it's the topic of where the heck did he come from? I listed one of the front runners right now, I think, for MVP, and I don't think I'm very shying away from that. Sam Darnold, 657 passing yards on the season, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
He's cooking.
Yeah,
he's cooking.
He's playing phenomenal.
I also wanted to give a shout out to the Vikings defense. I mean, they're Brian Flores over their defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, their defense is cooking. They're top 5.
Yeah, he's cooking over there with schemes.
Yeah.
Even Brock Purdy said it in his post game interview. he wanted to shout out that whole defense just because their scheme worked, and he wanted to see what their scheme was because he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and I think people, you got to understand too, when we say Sam Darnold, you're like, oh yeah, he's got Justin Jefferson. But he has no Addison, no Hawkinson. He's literally just doing it with Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is having a phenomenal year. When I watched him, he was on the Jets, and he was awful. He was very indecisive,
right,
quick to throw it when it didn't need to be thrown.
And I think this is kind of helpful for the Vikings as well as J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Even though he's hurt, he still gets to see how Sam Darnold goes through his reads, goes through the 2-minute warnings, and all that stuff. So it's kind of helping him in a way. But I feel like also Sam Darnold obviously right now is the front runner for MVP because he's cooking.
Yeah.
But I don't, just the way the Vikings' luck has always been, I don't think he's going to stay healthy.
No.
Just because every single quarterback they've ever had, every single quarterback gets hurt every year for those guys.
I mean, I think it's funny to say that him and Baker were on the Panthers at the same time too, which kind of leads into our next topic, which is Andy Goat.
Yeah,
Dalton.
The Ginger Ninja. I mean, he is nasty. And even when he was on Chicago, he wasn't that bad.
He goes into Vegas and says, who in the heck are the Raiders? And dogs them 36-22.
Yeah, and he looked like Andy Dalton. I don't know how else to explain it. He was just so smooth in the backfield, and once you get that pass game flowing, then you had Chuba Hubbard back in the backfield, running for 15 yards down the field and stuff like that. But it's the same thing I feel like for J.J. McCarthy and Bryce Young, even though Bryce Young is a year ahead of them.
It's good for Bryce Young.
It really is. He was thrown into he was thrown into a crappy situation. He was thrown into a crappy coaching situation. He had Frank Wright. Yeah. And so I don't think he was ready yet.
No.
And I think getting able to watch Andy Dalton, he'll be all right.
Andy Dalton runs it, and
give him time. I think they could run Andy Dalton out to the next year.
Yeah, you look at the slide. Nobody cares about those Raiders stats, baby.
No.
70% completion, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson has the career record day, 8 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, they were rolling.
He's cooking.
Yeah, they were having phenomenal.
You got to feel bad
games
for Bryce Young. I mean,
all the hate's on him.
Yeah, but like I said, it's good for him to be able to sit back and watch and learn things that and be in the huddle of what Andy Dalton can do leadership wise.
Yeah,
and learn from that. But both those quarterbacks are kind of cooking. They're unexpected. Andy Dalton's kind of older, so you don't expect him to be able to cook. It's kind of like Joe Flacco last year.
Yeah, the resurrection of him and the Panthers.
So
but on to our final topic of the episode is these rookie quarterbacks. We're seeing definite success from Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Bo Nix seems to last game have really found a stride.
Found some comfort. Yeah, he seems more comfortable.
Yeah, less turnovers. He sort of figured that out last game.
Right.
Caleb Williams seems to be on the upward path.
He's on the upward path of what he's dealing with.
And Drake May is at 8 passes.
Yeah.
So,
and these guys are all going to be very good quarterbacks, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
But, Jaden Daniels, for instance, has a very good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury.
He's looking phenomenal.
Yeah, he's looking very good. And,
especially that last game.
The good thing about the Washington Commanders is that they've built an offensive line for the past 3-4 years while not having a quarterback.
Yeah, they did it different than what a lot of people. Right. A lot of people think quarterbacks start build around the quarterback.
Right.
Commanders took it, went everything else, slide the quarterback in to a really good situation.
And they were lucky enough to be able to have that second pick and pick up Jaden Daniels, because I feel like if the Patriots be able to have the other two they would have gone Jaden Daniels for sure.
I am going to sleep on this. I still think Drake May is at that time was the best quarterback of the three. I say that solely on the fact that Caleb Williams is very inconsistent. He was in college anyways. I'm going to get flamed if I'm not careful. And Jaden Daniels is a lot besides Bo Nix. He's older, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, granted, quarterbacks
it's kind of
play,
expected from him.
Yeah, and he doesn't take care of himself.
No.
He is willing to die.
Yeah.
I don't understand why these quarterbacks do that.
You know, and I'm kind of looking at these guys, and then we're kind of forgetting about J.J. McCarthy. He would have been just as good. He would have at least have 6 touchdowns right now.
I wonder how Penix would.
Yeah. Same with Michael Penix. Kirk Cousins.
Sucks.
Yeah. No, he's cooking over there. He's just beat. Who did he just beat on Thursday?
He did beat on him. He had a last-second
Who
drive.
was it, though?
I believe it was the Eagles.
No, he lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
They lost to the Chiefs.
And they lost to the Chiefs because of the refs. We have to talk about that real quick, too.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is getting out of hand with all this refs and the Chiefs.
Cheese,
yeah. And it's getting out of hand because like that should have been a defensive pass interference.
Even the Chiefs fans know they're getting the Chiefs cheese.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm not surprised, right?
No.
They're the golden. You know, the Patriots kind of had that benefit. I'm a Patriots fan, so coming from me, the Tuck rule, like, they're your golden team, right?
Right.
I mean, they're now officially the most hated. I never thought Dallas would get past. But
yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of thing. Jaguars are struggling. That's another thing to talk about real quick.
Oh,
They're bad.
Stinks.
Yeah, they're bad.
Trevor Lawrence is a skid mark.
Yeah, they're pretty cheeky.
I
don't even know what to blame it on. I mean, they have wide receivers.
Trevor Lawrence.
I was gonna say it's not like they got Evan Ingram, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, I don't
Gabe
get
Davis,
it. They got better wide
Christian
receivers
Kirk,
and got worse.
Travis Etienne. I mean, they got great weapons. It's just he can't throw the ball. He's throwing interceptions.
It's time for Mac Daddy.
I wouldn't be against it.
I think he went in for a little bit.
He did. He cooked.
He didn't look too bad, yeah.
No, but yeah, that's pretty much what we have for the day. The topic of the podcast was pretty much based around the Bears and Patriots, and then kind of like a recap of how the rookies were doing. Yeah. And then we had some top news for quarterbacks. And I guess fantasy-wise, I mean...
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hopefully your team's alive.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's a lot of injuries going on.
Yeah. There's nothing really too... I mean, the people that are healthy are doing their thing, besides tight ends, but everyone is dying.
Yeah.
I just got a notification today. Trey McBride is out.
Yeah, Devontae Smith's out.
Everyone is dying.
Yeah, so try to find a healthy team and
piece
it out.
Go out and get those guys.
Yeah.
Some people right now are 0-3 and they have a lot of injuries on their team.
Right. And yeah, so I think
low.
next week we can get into a little bit of fantasy as well.
Yeah.
Next week we'll probably get into a little bit of fantasy. We'll look into like the league leaders of like the rushing, passing, all that stuff. You know, try to get into all the breakdown of all the stats.
Which means look for giveaway.
Oh yeah, we got a giveaway coming up, don't we?
We are going to tell you. I'll tell you now. We're gonna.
And people will only know this if they stay to the end of the episode.
Yeah. We'll probably explain it again at the end, but go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where most of it's gonna be. That's where we're gonna contact you to make sure you're subscribed to us.
Right.
But follow us on Instagram.
Because that's going to be soon. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we got that coming up next week. We got something planned up.
Coming up next week, so be ready for it.
But that's it for this episode, guys. We appreciate all the support and all the feedback. You know, even the negative feedback, we still value that. We take everybody's opinion into consideration and ours. And then, you know, we'll even comment back. So most of the time we'll comment back. Just
even if it's bad.
Yeah.
We just want your opinions. We want your feedback, whether you like it or not.
Everybody have a good weekend. It was fun talking, and we appreciate the support, and we'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.